Our first story of the evening is about the Prince George Hotel and Tirnanog Irish Pub. That is the building just on the corner, folks. Now the sign up front is a little misleading. The sign that says Prince George Hotel, because the hotel actually closed down in 2004. The old hotel rooms were converted into apartments, and the haunted walk actually moved into the old front lobby desk area. But when the hotel was operational, cleaning staff would often report hearing and seeing strange things up on the 3rd floor, and around room 304 in particular. They found that lights and radios would turn on and off inside closed and empty rooms. They found that doors like to lock, unlock, and slam shut by themselves. And some say they saw the shadow of a woman drifting down the corridors. But it wasn't just the employees, the staff members, who would see these kinds of things. There was one night, a woman was staying with her young daughter up on the 3rd floor of the hotel. And this woman was up very late that night getting her work done. So when it came time to sleep, she told her daughter not to worry about putting away the toys that were left on the floor. A little while later, that woman woke in the night to find her daughter was playing with those very same toys on the floor. Then she realized her daughter was still fast asleep in bed beside her. So the woman spoke to the strange child on the floor, who slowly turned its head to look at her, and then vanished in front of her eye. Now the front desk staff, they were collecting these stories over the years, and they did have their favorite. Their favorite story came from room 304 itself, and it came in the form of a phone call. One night, there was an elderly British couple staying in room 304, and they called down to the front desk at 3 a.m. to say that the second double bed in their room was floating 3 feet off the ground. They wanted to know if that was normal or not. Now the pub on the 1st floor. The pub has also had its share of experiences. For example, down in the basement, it's broken up into several different rooms. We were discussing the pub. Down in the basement, it's broken up into several different rooms, one of which is set aside for staff breaks. A member of pub staff went down into the basement to take his break, and when he got into the break room, he got this feeling that he was being watched. And the feeling was so strong, he actually got back up, looked around the room to confirm what he already knew, that he was alone. But when he sat back down, he immediately got that exact same feeling of eyes watching. At the end of his break, when he stood up to leave, he was hit in the back with this blast of freezing cold wind. It traveled up over his shoulders, over his head, out in front of him, raising all the hairs on the back of his neck. He knew there were no doors, no windows, and no way there could be such a strong and cold breeze. So like any reasonable person, he went tearing out of that room, ran back up the stairs, and refused to go down into the basement ever again. Now, based on all of the stories we've heard over the years, we believe there may be a number of spirits inside the old hotel. But we believe we know the identity of one of them. The ghost of a woman named Lily Herchimer. The Herchmer family used to own that building back in 1809. They had a shop on the 1st floor and they lived upstairs. But the youngest of their daughters, Lily, she was having a romance with a sailor, a relationship that her parents did not approve of. But Lily and her sailor had a secret signal. On nights when he was in the harbor, she had the habit of lighting a lantern and hanging it at her window to signal to him it was safe to climb up and visit her. But one night, Lily fell asleep with the lantern lit and the window open. There was a breeze. It knocked the lantern into the room where it started a fire, and Lily was killed. So we've come to believe that it is the spirit of Lily Herchimer that remains inside the old Prince George Hotel, forever waiting for her sailor.